Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. So in this video, I'm going to talk about your mindset with money. And one of the things that I've noticed as I've been making offers to many people is the easiest people to sell to are rich people. Easiest people to sell to are rich people. And I'll tell you why, right? When rich people have a lot of money, they actually feel uneasy about it. Like if you ever get rich, so the reason why most people will never experience this is because most people live paycheck to paycheck, even at a six-figure level. So one of the things I've noticed is that when a person like literally shows me millions of dollars in a bank account, it's so easy to make an offer. Oh, I know that the sale is done and we're good, right? Whereas when I make offers to people in lower income brackets, and people who are say that they're struggling, it's actually incredibly hard to make offers and sales. Incredibly hard. Not gonna lie, right? Like I'm still trying to figure out how to actually make money from people who are living paycheck to paycheck yet still sell them a product. Okay. Now, I talk about in velocity banking videos about how about poor people problems and rich people problems. Okay. And most people don't understand that when you actually have all of your debt paid off, it's actually a problem, but a different type of problem, right? And it's much better to experience rich people problems than it is poor people problems. Poor people problems are like you don't have any water at all, so you want to save up as much as possible. However, once you have enough water coming in, the last thing you want to do is just store it in a bucket because we know that stagnant water turns rotten, right? Stagnant water turns rotten. That's why they call it cash flow, or a cash flow is much more emphasized than just cash accumulation, right? And cash flow is a kind of a metaphor for water, okay? Now, once you get to the point where you do have a lot of money, then you feel uneasy about it because it's just stagnant. It's stagnant water, and so now you keep thinking, oh well, if I just have a lot of money in my savings account, then it's just not doing anything, right? It's growing at 0.1% or 0.001%, and it max at 4% with those high yield savings account. But what if I could get 10 to 12? Okay. Now the other thing too is that when you have a lot of cash in your bank account, society itself will not change based on that cash just simply being in that bank account, right? So what happens with a lot of rich people is that, wow, I can actually invest in a lot of things and new technologies, new businesses, and my investment, my cash investment can actually make a change in society, right? That's what happens with a lot of rich people. But most people, okay, they're in such a scarcity mode that they don't ever think that they think that the whole point of let's say save or money is just to save it, right? And that's actually the right mentality when you're for that stage of life, right? Like if you don't have any water, you want to save up as much as of it as possible. But my point is this: eventually you want to shift that thinking. You want to be able to actually get that water, aka money, and then once you have too much of it, you try to get rid of it as much as possible. Get rid of as much as like the more that it just stands there, it's just stagnant and it's going to turn icky, right? And that's why every rich person, again, we talk about rich people problems in the velocity banking videos. Every rich person is always looking for investment opportunities. That's why it's much easier to raise money from rich people. That's why eventually you have to change your mindset about money in order to become rich. Because if your mindset is just, I'm just trying to save money and accumulate it, then you're not going anywhere, right? Just like your money, like it's not working, doing anything to work on it, right? I forgot what that Shark Tank quote was about money being soldiers, but it really is just pretty much that, right? And so, just to kind of end on today's video, I actually asked ChatGPT the same question. You know why I like ChatGPT? Because it gives me, something to think about. Like, I kind of noticed this. What do you think? And it's like, yeah, well, here's a bunch of psychological explanations, and it explains psychology so well. that most human beings themselves, it's like they just can't explain it. It's like most beings themselves are just kind of like a bubble. But then ChatGPT says, "Oh yeah, human beings, most of them just struggle paycheck to paycheck," or "Oh, 99% of them would never pay off a mortgage under like 3 years," right? But let's go ahead and play ChatGPT's response. So the question is, do rich people feel uneasy? Now think about this. If you're poor right now, you would love to have water in your water bucket, right? But eventually you have to change that mindset. So I say here, hey, do rich people feel uneasy if they have a lot of money in their savings accounts, right? And let's read the answer.
Many wealthy people do tend to feel uneasy about keeping large sums in a savings account because of how stagnant that money can be. While a savings account offers safety, it provides little growth due to low interest rates, especially compared to potential returns from investments like stocks, real estate, or business ventures. Wealthier individuals often look for ways to make their money work for them, seeking options that offer a balance of growth potential and relative liquidity, such as bonds, high yield savings accounts, or short term investments they can easily access if needed. In addition, large deposits in a single bank may not be fully insured by institutions like the IC, which typically covers only up to $250,000 per account holder per bank. This makes it financially safer to spread wealth across diverse investments rather than leaving it in a single account.
Right. And so now you understand, or hopefully you do understand, the concept of rich people problems. Right now, I'm at a stage in life where I kind of do have rich people problems. I'm trying to look for investments. I'm trying to grow my wealth. I'm trying to get a few more houses. But then there probably might be a point where like my houses are so productive that I'll just be like, wow, do I even need it? Like make more money? I don't know. But what my point is this is that most people, okay, have a very hard time switching this mentality because I even meet people who make over $200,000 and they're still thinking that having money is about saving it, right? Having money is about saving. And that's only true when you're living, paycheck to paycheck or you're barely making money, right? Once you have accumulated a lot of money, you're going to have this uneasy feeling, especially millions of dollars. Like you see in a bank account, you go to your bank's website, it's like, dude, that money could literally be changing society and it's absolutely doing nothing, right? Absolutely doing nothing. Okay? So this is just kind of like a mindset video about money. Again, 99% of people don't think this way, or maybe 95. I'm just kind of throwing out a high number out there, but most people just do not think this way because every time I make an offer to someone who's not really, 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 really rich, they just like their mind just kind of explodes that someone's asking them for money. You know what I mean? Like, you ever feel that way with a lot of people where it's like, hey, this costs money, and then they just like freak out, like oh, this costs money, it must be a scam. I've even had prospective tenants do that to me too when I'm trying to rent a rental house. Like, it's crazy, right? Like, okay, this costs money, and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe you would charge this. Like, what? What? Right? Go to your job and tell your management that. Like I think I'm scamming you by you paying me. It's like what? Like that's just the basic definition of a market economy where you spend money for goods and services. But people are so far behind that they don't even know that. You know what I mean? Okay, well, that's it for today, everybody. Just a quick mindset video. Have a great day, and we will speak next time. This is Crane Atlanta Mentorship.